boys and girls. My name is Miss Hill, and I teach reading and social studies at North Shore Elementary School. Today, we're going to be doing a little review of the original 13 colonies, and then we're going to play a game to help us learn more about the New England colonies. So the New England colonies, and we will also have a little scavenger hunt to go along with this lesson today. So 3 colonial regions. The 13 original colonies are commonly divided into 3 groups or regions. These groups are based on geographic location as well as economic and cultural characteristics. We talked about this at the beginning of the year, how like the United States is broken up into different regions. Well, they broke the colonies up into 3 regions based on geographic location. So the 3 original colony, or the 3 colonies were the New England colonies, the Mid-Atlantic colonies or middle colonies, and southern colonies. So this is a map that shows you where the New England colonies were. They were up top. Then we have the Mid-Atlantic or middle colonies, which makes sense, it's in the middle. And then we have the southern colonies, which makes sense because it's down south, and those are going to be our southern colonies. All right, geography helped colonists meet their needs. So colonists' first priority was survival. The land was strange and new to the colonists. They had limited supplies and no experience. Physical features of an area could make it easier or harder for colonists to meet their basic needs. And as a result, easier or harder for the colony to survive, thrive, and earn money. So they'd never been to this place before. They didn't really know what to expect. And so it was strange and new to them. Access to water, climate, and natural resources were important to the colonies. Physical characteristics meeting the needs of the colony. Access to water. This is so important. Colonists needed enough rainfall to grow crops. They needed drinking water for themselves and their crops. And colonists needed access to a river leading to Atlantic Ocean or the ocean itself to trade with Europe for the goods they needed. So they couldn't produce everything that they needed, so they needed to be able to trade. Then we talk about the climate of an area. Climate impacted the colonists' ability to grow crops. Climate was influenced by how far north of the equator the colony was located. Colonies further north had colder weather and shorter growing season. Colonies further south had warmer weather and longer growing season. However, colonies further south also had a greater risk of drought because less rain. Natural resources. Colonists relied on nearby natural resources to help meet their needs. Natural resources supplied materials for shelters, clothing, food, and more. So think about, you and your teacher talked at the beginning of this year of what natural resources are. So think about the different natural resources that the colonists might find in the different areas that they live. So New England colonies. This was an illustration of early shipbuilding in the New England colony in the late 1600s. So obviously they had access to lots of timber, wood, so that they could build these ships. All right, so here are the rules of the game. So we're going to get started. So you're going to print out the scavenger hunt and hinted message fill in the blank sheet. So it looks like this, okay? It could be front and back, or it could be side by side. You can also print out the fact cards or just go along with me. I'll read it to you, but if you want to do it on your own, you're more than welcome to print out the fact cards and do it on your own. Read each fact card to fill in the blanks on your scavenger hunt page. While filling in the blanks on the scavenger hunt, record the hidden message letter found on each fact card onto the Did You Know page. Be sure to match the correct fact card in letters. So there's a hidden message at the very end that we're going to try to solve. Are you ready to get started? So here's what the scavenger hunt page looks like. I put the hidden message on the same page as the scavenger hunt. All right. I also give you some online resources if after the game is over you want to get on and look at some more history of colonial America and the 13 American colonies. All right, let's get started. So I'm going to use my sheet, and the number 1 card goes with question number 1. New England colonies included Massachusetts, New Hampshire, Connecticut, and Rhode Island. So on your little sheet, it says the New England colonies included blank, New Hampshire, blank, and Rhode Island. So you have to fill in the blanks. And the hidden message letter is B. So as I'm doing it, I'm doing my letter. So what I did is I would go to my hidden message and I'd find number 1 and I would put B on number 1. Okay. Number 2, much of the land is mountainous and much of what is not is still hilly and rocky. The summers are short and warm in New England colonies. The temperature is colder than in the other regions, with winters lasting many months. Because the winter temperatures often fall below freezing, the growing season is short. The region's sandy, rocky coastline with many natural deep water harbors. So again, just like you did on number 1, go to number 2, and you're going to fill in the blanks from the fact card that I just read. I won't do that every time, but I was just gonna show you all what to do. And then our hidden message letter is W. So you're gonna go to the hidden message, find number 2, and you're gonna put W. So maybe you can figure out the hidden message before we get through all the cards. Number 3, the rocky soils and cold climate made farming difficult. Many families grew only enough food to feed themselves. They had very little left over to sell or trade. Hidden message letter A. If you need to pause while I'm doing this, that's fine. You can pause me and then come back. Number 4. Most early colonists in New England colonies lived on small family farms. There, they grew wheat, oats, and peas. They also raised sheep and goats. Don't forget that hidden message letter. Number 5. Some of the famous founders of the New England colonies were William Bradford, John Winthrop, and Roger Williams. Hidden message letter L. Number 6. The Pilgrims and the Puritans were New England settlers that wanted religious freedom. So they wanted to be able to practice whatever religion they wanted to. Hidden message letter R. Number 7. People in the New England colonies survived by fishing, whaling, and raising livestock. Makes sense because they were near the water. Lots of fishing and whaling. Hidden message letter B. Number 8. New England's natural resources were perfect for shipbuilding. The region's forests supplied the wood needed to build ships. The deep harbors provided plenty of places to safely launch ships into the seas. Ooh, and this hidden message letter is not a letter. It's a character that you put in. Number 9. The New England colonies depended on southern colonies for crops such as tobacco, rice, cotton, and indigo. They depended on mid-Atlantic colonies for livestock and grains. So they didn't have everything they needed. They had to trade with other colonies to get what they needed. Hidden message letter B. Number 10. Village, church, and school served as the center of social life for the New England colonies. Every town had a church, which was usually built in the center of the town. The church served as the center of social life too. Hidden message letter E. (11) The New England colonies were ruled by British laws. The towns also made many local laws for themselves. Most New England towns held a town meeting every year, where citizens voted on town's laws and for local leaders. Kind of sounds like what we do. Hidden message letter S. Hope you're doing okay, filling in your blanks on your page and going back to your hidden message. Number 12. Puritans wanted everyone to be able to read the Bible. As a result, education was highly valued in the New England colonies. Parents often taught their children at home, but most New England towns also had schools. Massachusetts even required towns with more than 50 people to build a schoolhouse. Hidden message letter U. Number 13. Only 3 years after the Pilgrims landed at Plymouth, the first settlers arrived near present-day Portsmouth in 1623. They were fishermen. Before long, the settlers built a fort and fish processing buildings. Hidden message letter E. And last one, number 14. The Massachusetts colony was founded in 1620. When the Pilgrims arrived from England and formed the Plymouth colony, the Pilgrims wrote the Mayflower Compact, a local government that established rules and regulations in order to ensure the colony's survival. So it was like the rules that the people followed, like we have laws. That's what the Mayflower Compact was. Hidden message letter H. I'm going to give you a few seconds to finish filling in anything before I reveal our hidden message. All right, are you guys ready? You worked so hard. Here we go. So the hidden message answer. What did the New England colonists use to make oil for lamps? They used whale blubber, which makes sense because they were near the water and they went whaling. And so they used more than just the meat of the whales. They also used its blubber to make oil for the lamps. Pretty neat. All right, good job, boys and girls. Thank you so much for joining along with us in our game. And I hope you learned a little bit about our New England colonies. Bye, thank you.